What's up, Giants fans, Hub watchers, YouTube subscribers, Twitter and Instagram followers? It's your boy Noname back at it again with another New York Giants video. A preview. Today we got the Green Bay Packers versus the New York Giants. I do believe this is at MetLife Stadium, a home game, so Green Bay at New York. Not that it's going to make any difference. This game is this Sunday, December 1st at 1 p.m. And guys, this is actually, December 1st is actually my birthday, so I would love for the Giants to win, and I was actually going to go to this game. I've mentioned it a couple times on this channel. Every year I try to go to at least one Giants game. Last year I went to the Bears, which was on December 2nd, the day after my birthday, so it worked out perfectly, got a great win, overtime, all the thrills you could ask for. This year I was going to go, but then when I was buying tickets, the prices were actually kind of sky high for the Packers game, because it's two of the cornerstones of the NFL, the Packers, is Aaron Rodgers. The prices are just bound to be high, and I ended up picking out, I had to pick a game that matched within my price range, and also times that I was free. And at the time I looked at it as unfortunate, because the game I'm going to is the Dolphins. At the time I was like, this is gonna be a blowout, Giants gonna win this easily. Now I'm not so sure. This team has just crushed my soul so much throughout this season. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of fans out there that could say the same, that I don't even know if we could win against the Dolphins, but that's gonna be for when the Dolphins game comes. But it just paints the picture for this Packers game. The 8-3 Packers, they have a really great record, one of the best in the NFL, but they're not necessarily, performance-wise, one of the best teams. You look at this Packer team play, and you can see a lot of flaws in their offense. I've said it multiple times. Aaron Rodgers doesn't look like Aaron Rodgers in this offense. He looks a bit tamed down, I guess you could say, a bit mundane. It's very, I don't know how to say it. It's not a high-flying offense or anything like that. It's a little bit more slow. Not that it is particularly slow. It's a very different offense from what we're used to seeing, and the defense has flashes at times that shows it's great, and at other times they let up a bunch of points. Case in point being the 49ers, their last game. I think the Packers, they lost 38-8 or 30, I don't know, whatever it was. It was a blowout, and the defense just sort of let San Francisco walk all over them. And San Francisco, as good as a team they are, they don't have the best offense or anything, which even makes it even more disappointing. Once again, the setup, the backdrop for this game. The fact that we're going to lose isn't going to be because Green Bay is a great team. It's going to be because we're such a bad team, or more importantly, we're such a badly coached team that we don't really have a hope in the world to go up against this Packer game. And I'm going to rant a little bit about the Bears game last week, because one thing that I completely forgot to mention, even though I said, the game was all on coaching, and for me, in my personal opinion, there's blame to go around, but I would put it solely on coaching that Bears game. But one thing I forgot to mention, because in my mind it was so obvious, was the fact that we were coming off a bye week. We had multiple weeks. We had 2 whole weeks to prepare for that Bears game, and we came out and we looked so unprepared. We looked so ill prepared. We looked worse than we did when we lost to the Jets. It's crazy how just unprepared that Giants team looked. They all look so lackadaisical. They look lost. It's crazy how bad that team looked. That's just poor coaching. That's just no discipline. And that's why I put the entirety, for me, you guys can have your own opinion. You're entitled to that. But for me, that Bears game, that all goes on Sherman and the coaching staff, Betcher, all those guys. Because you had 2 weeks and you just came out, you look flat. You know what I'm saying? You look lost, you look dumb, you look like you didn't belong on the field, you look like Pee-wee on the field, man. And while anything could happen on any given Sunday, I always say that. It's almost, I should trademark that, but everybody says it. But while anything could happen on any given Sunday, I'm not counting on some miraculous turnaround for the Giants to suddenly look competitive against the Packers, a team that is way better than the Bears. No way. If we can't stand up to the Bears, we can't look prepared against them. There's no way I trust them to look anything of that sort against the Packers. Just look at our defensive stats on the year right now. We're 29th overall in the league with 28 points allowed per game, 27th in total yards surrendered with 378 yards surrendered per game, and that's just terrible. And that's with us playing a good amount of bad teams. The Giants defense makes bad teams, quarterbacks look amazing. Straight up, and I know other creators have said this. I can't remember if it was Fisk Vegas or if it was Entertainer or somebody, but I watched so many Giants creators, and somebody said this, and I'm gonna just piggyback off of them. If you win fantasy football, right, and you just want to have the god quarterback stat line, look for the quarterback that's starting against the Giants, because they will always put up great stats. They'll put up like 250 and 3 touchdowns, and they might not be a rushing quarterback, but somehow they'll get like 25 rushing yards. It makes no sense. But you put that type of defense up against Aaron Rodgers, even though I've said and I still maintain that he does not look good this year, he's gonna look like himself. He's going to look like 2016 Aaron Rodgers that dragged that terrible Packers team to the playoffs. He's going to look like that 2011 MVP Aaron Rodgers against this Giants defense because of how bad we are. I'm surprised we're not ranked last and everything. I want to know who's ranked, below us, because I don't know who could possibly be worse than us. You watch these games, and I know you guys watch these games because you're fans just like me, and you wonder to yourself, we have to be, like, are we the worst defense in the NFL, because that's what they play like sometimes. And I feel like the only reason we're not ranked the worst is because, we actually have some players out there that try. We got a Marcus Golden out there who gets pressures, who gets sacks. We got a Dexter Lawrence, who he's been quiet for the past couple of games, to be honest with you, but he has been having a great rookie year. I believe he's in the running for Defensive Rookie of the Year. You got Janoris Jenkins, who gets his occasional picks. For some reason, they don't really help us, so that's because the offense can't capitalize. And you got a Jabril Peppers, who I'm not sure what the problem is with him right now. He's out with a spinal injury. Sherman, being the dumb person he is, being the completely out of his mind head coach that he is, that I think needs to go. He still wants to play this dude Jabril Peppers with a spinal injury, which if one hit hits him wrong, this guy is paralyzed. This guy could die. Do you know how important the spine is, Sherman? Because the way that you're treating these injuries lets me know that you do not know anything about human anatomy. You know what I'm saying? Letting Shepard back onto the field for the rest of the season, he should have been shut down. Letting Barkley on the field for the rest of the season, he should have been shut down. Like, the season is lost. I don't know why you're letting them out there. It cannot be pride, because even when you're doing this for pride, you got a little common sense left in you. I don't know why he's doing this. You got a spine. I've never heard of this before, a spinal injury. But I don't need to know the details of it, because everybody with common sense and basic anatomy knowledge knows that if something's wrong with your spine, something's wrong with that spinal cord, which connects your brain and has a lot of nerves in it, and you got one hit go wrong, you could be gone, your life could be over. But for some reason, he wants to trot out Jabril Peppers out there. I don't see the logic behind it. And it's just another reason. Like, I've been on the fire Sherman train since week 2. You guys know this. You can go back and check my video if you're new. By the way, if you are, please hit that subscribe button, like the video. It helps me out a lot. But I've been on the fire Sherman train since week 2, and you could argue it was way too early in week 2. But by the time, I want to say, the Vikings game rolled around. By the time the Vikings game rolled around, I was like not getting off the fire Sherman train. That's when I went full steam ahead, and a lot of people started jumping on, because you begin to see cracks in this guy's his coaching method. You begin to see cracks in the way he does his press conferences, which I hate. Shows no emotion at all. That's just me. I would like my head coach to have a bit of emotion. You know what I'm saying? He repeats the same thing every week, which to me shows that maybe he's not paying attention to anything, because you're doing the same thing every week on the field, and then you're repeating the same thing every week in the press conferences. It's just like you're a robot or something. I just don't think he's fit for the head coaching job, man. He keeps giving us, or giving me at least, more and more reasons as to why he should be fired. This turned into a Fire Pat Sherman video. It was supposed to be a Giants versus Packers video. That's how much I believe this guy does not belong as the head coach of the New York Giants. But either way, it all stands. It really all stands. You know what I'm saying? That offense is going to whoop our defense's butt. Plain and simple, calling it as it is. And that defense, the way this offensive line has been playing, man, and it's got to be the biggest fluke of this year, maybe outside of Aldrick Rosas, who's, you know what, is the second biggest fluke of this year, because Aldrick Rosas got to be the biggest fluke. But this offensive line, which was top 10 in the first 4 weeks of the year, top 10 in pass protection, top 10 in the run game, creating running lanes and all that, and run protection, all that, this offensive line was actually top 10 the first 4 weeks of the year. And that Viking game onwards, they're now bottom 10. It's just like they did a 180, complete flip of the script, and they're absolutely terrible. They can't protect Daniel Jones for anything. They can't create running holes for Saquon or Wayne Gallman, whoever's back there. because we all know Sherman doesn't like to use the running game. It's like he's allergic to it or something, and he doesn't like to use diverse runs either. I don't know. But this offensive line, which has been terrible essentially the entire season at this point, they're not going to stand a chance against the Smith brothers. I don't believe in them at all. I do not think that they could protect. It's a really good duo to have out there in Green Bay. And like I said, they've been on and off a bit, but don't they have like what? I think it was like 18 combined sacks through the first 10 games or something crazy like that. They're gonna have a game feasting on us this coming week right here. I do not believe in this offensive line at all. You know, just I guess preview to my postseason vids and all that, and my off-season vids. We're definitely going to need to overhaul the offensive line because there's only about 1 or 2 good players on it, them being the 2 guards. If Zeitler wants to stay, I don't know. But that Green Bay defensive line and pass rush is going to get to Daniel Jones as much as I hate it. I hope DJ, by the way, has improved tremendously in getting rid of the football and knowing when to get rid of it. So I hope that he continues to do that. I hope that he improves his ball security because these guys could really mess up his confidence and mess up his game. And, you know, they're going to clog up the run game, all that. Green Bay's secondary isn't the best, but it's good enough. I don't think they're going to be able to pick off Daniel too much. Once again, that's another thing he's improved tremendously on is, you know, knowing when to throw the football and how to throw the football. He's thrown a lot of picks, I want to say, in the first, you know, his first 5 or 6 starts, but it's kind of calmed down since then. It's more so a fumbling problem on the turnover side than a throwing picks problem. So I don't expect the Green Bay secondary to really be picking off DJ too much. Maybe 1, but that's about it. And all in all, we're just overmatched not because the other team is so powerful, not because they're OP or anything, but because we're so bad and because our coaching is so bad. So, I mean, this was definitely one of the hardest previews for me to do because it's really the first time I came on here and I just took a big one on the Giants. I just took big shots at them because I was so disappointed in last week's last week's loss. You know, of course, I've been said that I'm on the tank train because I think that's the best thing to do right now. But I expected us to look a little bit competitive. I expected us to look prepared and all that. And it was clear last week that we weren't. So, you know, just in the feels right now, man. Kind of in my bag as a Giants fan. But I don't really see us doing anything this game if we can look competitive. You know, getting off the preview side of things, what I would love to see is for us to look competitive, for this to be a competitive game, for the offensive line to show some life, for the running game to show some life, for DJ to continue performing as he has been and improve because he's been a nice bright spot on here along with Darius Slayton. For the defense, you know, for them to get a little bit more pass rush because Marcus Golden's the only person on there that's doing anything. And for the secondary to improve because we're having a lot more younger guys out there. But that's what I would like to see versus what I think is actually going to happen. But that's my preview for you all. Let me know what you all think. Put your comments down below. I do respond to them. I do like chatting with y'all when I got the time. Please like the video, subscribe, share it. It helps me out a lot, you know, lets me know you guys like what I'm doing, all that stuff I could put, you know what I'm saying, it's motivation. And also, like, let's be honest, man, more subscribers equals more content, you already know. I'm kidding. But yeah, I'm out. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Put your comments down below. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Until next time, I'm out.